Macy's shares have been all over the map, about a 9% swing from peak to trough today, intraday. Not so for Abercrombie & Fitch, who kind of decidedly has been just on a tear today, but up as much as 36% at its highs. Right now, Tim, about 15% to the upside.
Well, let's bring in Bloomberg Intelligence senior retail analyst Mary Ross Gilbert. She joins us from our Bloomberg News Los Angeles bureau. Mary Ross, I want to start with Abercrombie & Fitch. As Carol mentioned, 36% higher at its highs today, still down close to 40% so far this year. What are investors so excited about, at least today?
Yeah, so I think what they're excited about is they did have a beat in the quarter, and the beat really didn't come from the namesake brand. Abercrombie & Fitch, the namesake, which had been the strength for the past couple of years, posting double-digit increases in comp sales, they actually turned in a 10% decline in comparable sales. Instead, it was their Gen Z brand, Hollister, that came in with a 23% comp increase, and that was ahead of analyst estimates. They were looking for somewhere around 14% for the quarter. So I think there's some green shoots there also with regard to the tariff impact. It's been said, okay, it's going to cost us about 100 basis points in margin, or about $50 million. So that's kind of out there, especially last week when American Eagle withdrew guidance, saying, you know, that there's a lot of uncertainty around the tariffs, but they also had some execution issues. So I think that's part of the reason. And as you pointed out, the stock is off for the year and, and year to date. And so, there could be some short covering here, because this is a stock that has outperformed for the last few years. And so there's always been high expectations there. And, going into earnings, I think there were concerns that there could be big disappointment. So that could be part of the action in the stock today.
All right. So in terms of, I feel like both of them have issues on their mind or that need to be dealt with. For Macy's, just to quickly touch on that one, how are you thinking about the results and what needs to be done there?
Yeah, so Macy's, their results came in ahead of expectations, but their comp sales at the nameplate, at the Macy's name, was still down. I mean, for the go forward, they were down almost 2% on a comparable basis. Now, for the stores where they've done refreshes, that means that they've broadened the assortment of brands, including bringing in Good American, Nick and Zoe, and Coach. And they're seeing, good success there when they do that. But also they're adding back service, something that department stores used to have, where they had salespeople in ready-to-wear, the dressing rooms, and also, most importantly, in shoes. And that really does help drive sales. Now, for Macy's, they could be doing a much better job, even in the refresh stores. We noticed that in our channel checks. But we look to Bloomingdale's as being a model of success. Their comp sales were up 3.8%. Bluemercury, which is their beauty chain, is up 1.5%. We think they're taking share from Saks Global, because Saks and Neiman Marcus, when we look at the transaction data, we're seeing declines there, and we see that chain struggling with customer service and also with not paying vendors on time. So we think that Bloomingdale's is able to gain share, and that's why we're seeing strength. But there's certainly, this is the model for success for Macy's. So if they can really evolve the culture to become more service oriented, and as they broaden the more relevant brands, we could see the comp sales turn positive in the nameplate.
Service always works. Most would argue that that's very true in retail. All right, got to run. Mary, thank you so much. Mary Ross Gilbert, senior retail analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence.